What's going on, guys? Today we're gonna talk about the 10 main things that the rich do that the poor don't, that makes them so successful. And at the end of this video, you'll find out the reason why Bill Gates was arrested in 1975. If you like videos about business, success, and psychology, subscribe to this channel because we got a lot more videos coming. One of the main things that the rich do that most others don't is that they do not settle with the education that was given to them by school or by their parents, especially when it comes to financial education. Most parents and school educators teach only what they know, and unless they're rich themselves, they won't be able to teach their kids how to be rich. A successful entrepreneur needs to find the education themselves. Most rich people are self-educated and spend a lot of their time learning, practicing, and improving their craft. I've never met a successful entrepreneur that hasn't done any form of self-education. So question number 1, how many hours a week do you spend self-educating? Most entrepreneurs also use a shortcut to actually get the results they want faster. They spend money and time with mentors who can shrink the learning curve and help them get the results at an accelerated pace. For example, if you want to learn how to launch your own personal training business, you can either take the next 5 to 10 years to learn the ins and outs of a business, like client management, marketing, client retention, or the tax side of the business. Or you can find a mentor who has already spent the 10 years learning and have them teach you how to do it in much less time. Most rich people have had mentors who were also successful at their craft. Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Steve Jobs, and any other person who you might consider successful has had a mentor. Question number 2. Who in your local area is an expert at something that you're interested in? If so, reach out to them. Ask them if they can mentor you. In exchange, you can be their assistant or help them in any way. One main difference between someone who has the potential of becoming rich and someone who doesn't is that the rich do not exchange time for money, aka they build passive income. The rich know that exchanging time for money gives a limited earning potential because there's only a finite amount of time in a day that you can work. You cannot work 26 hours in a day. But building systems or assets that generate money at all times gives you unlimited earning potential because you are not exchanging time for money. Your time is free to keep creating more assets, thus creating more income, and your time is still yours. Question number 3. What can you do right now to free your time but still get results? Is it to hire someone to do some tasks for you, or creating some assets from your skills that you can profit over and over? The next difference between the rich and the poor is that the rich are very clear about the difference between an asset and a liability. If you've seen my video about the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, you probably know this. If not, definitely check it out. An asset is something that brings money in your pocket if you don't have to work for it much. A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. For example, if you own a car and you have to pay gas, insurance, maintenance, and the car itself, that is taking money out of your pocket, making it a liability. If you own a house that you live in and you have to pay mortgage, property taxes, and maintenance, it is still a liability. Now, I don't mean that you should not have a house just because it's a liability, but do not consider it to be an asset. You might actually turn a liability into an asset. If you rent your house, for example, and the property income pays the mortgage, maintenance, and property taxes and still leaves extra money for you, then you have successfully turned it into an asset. Question number 4. How many liabilities compared to assets do you currently own? And here's a Bill Gates clue. At the time of his arrest in 1975, Bill was 19 years old. Can you guess what he got arrested for? Write it in the comments below and see if you got it right. Understanding what assets and liabilities are is a huge advantage when making purchasing decisions. Rich people know that in order to purchase a liability, they need enough assets to cover for the expenses of the liability. For example, if you want to buy a nice car for yourself, instead of putting $10,000 as a down payment, you can resist the urge to buy that cool car for now, and you can invest it on something that can generate enough money to pay for the car. Now you will have a car and also a stream of income that covers for those expenses. So question number 5, what is something that you really want to buy, but you know it's a liability? Another important difference is that the rich focus more on net worth rather than just income. Poor people talk about their hourly rate or their yearly income. Rich people, on the other hand, know that it's not much about what you earn, but what you keep. For example, you can have a company that earns $1 million in revenue, but you only keep $600,000 after expenses. After going on vacation and buying your new car, you only keep $350,000. For the rich, that is the number that matters. How much you earn is not as important as how much you keep. So question number 6, at the end of each year, how much of what you earn do you keep? Just like believing in net worth more than just income, they also believe in value as a direct influence of it. One big difference between the rich and the not so rich is that the rich know that their income is directly impacted by the value they provide and not by the time or effort they put into something. Most people feel like they should be compensated just because they put a lot of effort into something, not considering if it brings value to others or not. So question number 7, what skills do you have that you can use to bring value to others? Something that is very easy to see is that poor people focus on obstacles, while the rich focus on opportunities. For most people, an obstacle will lead them to give up, but successful people take obstacles as challenges to be conquered. Let's say that you buy a bookshelf for your many books, but somehow you can't put it together. There's no instructions and it just feels like it's too complicated to put together. Most would complain and just give up. But what if you figured out the problem? You put together the bookshelf and make an instructional guide that you can then sell back to the company. Then you can profit per each unit sold. The rich also know that solving challenges that other people won't can be very profitable. Question number 8. What are some obstacles in your life that you can turn into opportunities? The rich aren't afraid of promoting themselves. While most of us are great at something, a lot of people are afraid to show it. A person can be a great salesman, for example, but if their family looks down upon selling, they might either downplay the skill they have or never even share it. This is due to social pressures or just simply lower self-esteem. The rich, on the other hand, are not afraid to promote themselves and what they're good at. The poor might downplay what they are good at, but the rich will market it. And remember, society will generally accept the price tag you put on yourself. So question number 9, what are some skills that you have that you're not using at their full potential? One of the least talked about traits that successful people have compared to the rest is that they surround themselves with other people with a similar purpose. See, most people have the ability to become successful, but when we surround ourselves with people who are just average and like being average, we are more tempted to become average ourselves, making it harder to show what you can truly accomplish. By surrounding yourself with passionate people who always push themselves to become better men and work tirelessly to achieve their goals, you will be tempted to do the same. Now, I'll tell you the Bill Gates fact in a second, but instead of a question this time, let's do a quick 3-step exercise. Step 1. On your phone, check the last 10 people you exchanged messages with and write them down. Step 2. Circle the people who are actually helping you achieve your goals. Step 3. Cross off the people who are making it harder for you to accomplish your goals. Surrounding yourself with people that push you to create your dreams will make it much easier for you to reach your full potential. So if you need some of that energy and encouragement, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button, and join the Better Men Society. Oh yeah, the reason why Bill Gates was arrested in 1975 is he was caught speeding while driving without a license. Apparently, it wasn't the only time Bill had troubles with the law. He was frequently caught speeding in his Porsche 911. And as always guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.